Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to do something a bit different. I want to take you on a journey through my career path and share the journey of how I landed my dream job while I clean some of the house. I love when I have the house to myself at the weekend and I just clean and tidy up, and then it's so much fresher going into a new week. I love watching people on YouTube make these videos. It's just a weird thing, I guess, but look, here's my go at it and I hope you enjoy. This was actually a highly requested video over on my Instagram, so I will give it my best shot. A dream job can mean different things to different people, but for me, it's getting the balance right between work and my personal life. Gone are the 9-to-5 days and being chained to a desk. Working from home has so many great benefits, and one of the best things is not having to deal with a daily commute. I mean, seriously, think about all the time and energy we save by not having to travel to an office every single day. I feel I have my time back. We can squeeze in a quick walk with the dog, indulge in our hobbies, or simply spend more quality time with our loved ones. Plus, let's not forget about the financial savings. It's a win-win situation, to be honest. We get to achieve a better work-life balance, boost our productivity, and enjoy a healthier and more fulfilling lifestyle. For me, it all began back in UCC, University College Cork, where I pursued a degree in social science. I was one of those people coming out of my leaving cert and genuinely had no idea what I wanted to do. And I'm also very lucky that I had parents who never pushed me into something that I did not want to do. I decided I wanted to do a degree that was quite open-minded, so social science really suited me, and it is very similar to an arts degree where you genuinely just don't know where and what direction you want to go in. I can't even begin to start explaining the crack we had in college. I loved absolutely every second of it. And what I learned, what I didn't learn, life experience, living away from home. If you're somebody that's, starting college soon, or you're in college at the moment, I'm so jealous of you, because it was honestly the best time ever. So after completing my 3 years degree in social science, I decided I needed to ramp it up a bit, and by then I actually had figured out, where my strengths were and areas that I had particular interest. Growing up, my dad was self-employed, and he would always have had a bookkeeper that used to work with him or alongside him over the years. And I wish I could show you, but they had these gigantic red ledger books, and anyone who's really young right now may not know what I'm talking about, but they were handwritten ledgers for the bookkeeping. Nowadays this has all moved online, but I remember always being fascinated by the chaos of it. There's pages and pages and pages of pencil handwriting of all these figures, and I'd see them doing these calculations on a totting machine, and I was always fascinated by that. And I remember always wanting to help, just so I'd get a chance to use that totting machine. But yeah, I just probably got in the way. But I always will remember that lady who used to be around, and I just was always really interested in, her career, what she was doing. So I had that always at the back of my head when I was, picking something else I wanted to do after my degree. During the final year of my degree in social science, we actually had the option to take on different subjects, and one of those subjects for me was statistics. And I ended up getting a first class honours in that subject alone, so that was basically the trigger that, I said there's something here and I kind of need to look further into it and look at something possibly in finance. So the next thing I did after my social science degree, I went straight into a higher diploma in accounting and corporate finance. And this is a 1-year course that, specifically targets somebody who has an interest in finance, and it will give them the grounding to introduce them to the world of a finance career. From here, 99% of the people that did that diploma were heading for a training contract in an accounting firm. That was the next step. And I did this because that's what everybody was doing. I remember doing about 8 interviews in different places just to get that training contract. It was a very stressful time, and some of those interviews involved being up and down to Dublin to do first or second interviews. And you were also up against all of those graduates who came out of college with a 4-year accounting degree. For anyone that's not familiar with how a training contract works in accounting, everyone must do a training contract, whether you have just come out of a 4-year degree out of college or you've done a 1-year finance course like I did. Every single person needs to do a couple of years of training in an accounting firm in order to become a chartered accountant. During your training, you're working full-time, and you must also attend lectures in the evenings and the weekends and complete a number of horrendous exams to become qualified. Those days were tough, my friends. Long hours, complex tasks, and a mountain of paperwork. It was during that time that I honestly discovered where I wanted to work and what I wanted to do. The penny dropped finally one day. I was out at a job for a client in Dublin City. I was asked to meet the bookkeeper of that client, and we met, and I was there for I'd say 8:45, always on time, you know me. And I remember somebody, tapping me on the shoulder when I was just sitting there waiting for her, and that person was saying, oh yeah, Mary doesn't arrive until 10, that she's on flexi time. And at that moment, I didn't understand what that actually meant. I don't know what planet I was living on, but she began to tell me about her work-life balance and her day-to-day tasks, and I was just, my jaw hit the ground. Like I said, that's my job. I want your job. So from that moment, I tried to still do what everyone was telling me to do and become a chartered accountant, but honestly, I really struggled with those exams, and after failing, I read between the lines and took it upon myself to take an alternative direction. After a bit of research and a lot of talking to people, I decided I wanted to become an accounting technician with Accounting Technicians Ireland. For anyone that's not familiar with what an accounting technician is, basically an accounting technician prepares the books and records for the accountant who will come in and review everything. The accounting technician will do all of the nitty-gritty, the dirty work, the cleaning up the books, if things are behind. We will clean everything up to a standard that the accountant who comes in can actually read the information clearly and make decisions based on that information. The chartered accountant is the accountant then who will come in and sign off on all of these books and records that they are up to date and good to go. The accounting technician course I did was over 2 years, and it was amazing. It was 99% online, so that gave me a good taster of what it's like to go into this virtual world, I guess. I absolutely loved the course, and my confidence really started to grow from there. While focusing on my accounting technician exams, I realised the importance of getting some hands-on experience. So in the meantime of all this, I actually ended up moving back to Kerry, and I reached out to a local financial controller who I knew, just to get some sort of experience, some work experience. And I was lucky enough that they allowed me just to shadow them for a couple of weeks, just so I could get a feel of what's involved with, preparing accounts and being an accounts assistant, essentially. I absolutely loved this time, and I eventually was lucky enough that I saw a role that suited me, so I went for it and I actually got it. And fast forward on 4 years from that point, I was working in a local construction company as a bookkeeper, and I loved it. But then, like a plot twist in a movie, COVID hit and I lost my job at that company where I was working. It was a challenging time, as we all know, but I didn't let it dampen my spirits. I knew my dream job was still out there waiting for me. So while I was figuring things out at that point, my partner sent me on a link to this website called Grow Remote. This was the game changer really in my career journey. For anyone that's not familiar with Grow Remote, they are an online platform that specifically advertises online remote jobs. I spotted a job as a bookkeeper for a tech startup company, and I was absolutely terrified at the time. Like, how would I manage, a remote job? I'd never done it before. I was absolutely terrified, but I went for it. I kind of had no choice, because everything was going online with a lot of people. So within a few days, I got the email that I got the job. And here I am today, living the dream as a bookkeeper for a startup tech company based in the US. It's absolutely mad when I just think about it that way. And honestly, it's like the perfect blend of my passion for finance and the flexibility of remote work. From my home in Kerry, I get to contribute to the financial success of the organisation across the US, and it's just amazing. So I've been with the company now 3 years, and I still love it, and I'm learning so much, and I really appreciate the time and patience that particularly my manager has put into me, and she is a wealth of knowledge, and I've learned so much from her. But most of all, I have completely impressed myself, I suppose, with how much more confident I have become with my work and what I am capable of doing. And as a result of this newfound confidence, I guess, I had the courage to start my own Instagram page in the height of the pandemic. Actually, it was in October of 2020, where I created an Instagram page that helps employees in Ireland understand their tax that they pay, how to get tax back, and understand their payslip. I saw a huge gap in knowledge between the employee in Ireland and their tax, because a lot of people were panicking at the time when their jobs were gone and all of a sudden they were finding themselves on social welfare. I started creating short videos that are user-friendly and in a simple, straight-talking language that any viewer can understand easily. I was genuinely shocked at the demand of the page, and I honestly loved answering the, in inverted commas, the silly questions that people had. And obviously there is no such thing as a silly question. I have literally heard it all at this stage. The Instagram page has turned into a business of mine, which I am very proud of. So my friends, never underestimate the power of perseverance, seizing opportunities, and being patient with finding your dream job. There may have been a few ups and downs along the way, but every step has led me to where I am today, and I genuinely couldn't be happier. My bit of advice from this video would be to embrace new challenges, keep learning, and never stop believing in yourself. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you in the next video.